Mcilwain matter, number 4 on the docket.
Well, do you want somewhere to print out those?
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Just would say, you want the court date written down?
Yeah.
Yeah, can we just do a post-it note form, June 23rd at 1:30 in this courtroom in front of me, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you, okay, all right, do we have counsel on this case? I just wanna make sure we've got everybody present, I thought we did.
I don't have counsel.
Yes, Tom Foley, Your Honor.
Okay, is Mr. Foley, oh, I see you now, Mr. Foley, okay. All right, let me get
I
this.
switched over to my internet's a little unstable, so.
No problem, okay. All right, I'm getting this case pulled up now. All right, this is number 4 on the docket, okay. All right, is it Mcilwain, am I saying that correctly?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. All right, parties have final orders from 2020. A motion for clarification was filed. Essentially, the issue is that father is getting remarried and wants the children to be able to attend his weddings. There were extensive things kind of filed about other issues the parties were having. Both parties expressed a lot of frustration with the other party in terms of following the parenting plan. One of the things I want to remind the parties about is if a party's violating the parenting plan, you can file a motion for contempt and say this person is violating this portion of the order. You send in a motion for contempt ex parte, you ask for an order setting a hearing date, you serve that person in setting a hearing. So I want to acknowledge there's a lot of issues people have brought up about things they're frustrated about, but from my perspective, really all we're here about today is what the next couple of weeks of the schedule of the kids is going to be. I want to acknowledge to everyone, I read all the materials, I saw that y'all are frustrated about a lot of different things, but it really comes down to what the schedule is going to be for the child. Mm-hmm. I want to acknowledge that Ms. Mcilwain said, hey, there's been dates that have been important to me where he wouldn't flex. Mr. Mcilwain said there's been dates important to me that she wouldn't flex. But ultimately, really what it's about is, are the children going to be allowed to go to dad's wedding, which I'm going to allow. So the children are going to be able to go to dad's wedding. I have some clarifications and questions for Mr. Foley. So Mr. Foley, can you confirm again the location, date, and time of dad's wedding and any wedding related events where he wants the children to attend?
Well, the part I do know, Your Honor, is the wedding is June 18th. There's family coming in from out of the country. So they'll be there. My understanding was they would be there, say, Thursday or Friday at the latest, and then they would be staying through the middle of next week, which is the reason I think the ultimate request was that father would have from the 16th through the 22nd, and then that would give the children time to interact with the out-of-country family and the rest of the family members that are staying. So they're not going to be leaving. Mr. Mcilwain and his wife are not going to be leaving on a honeymoon until sometime later. So.
Okay, so these parties have a parenting plan where they follow the regular schedule, except that in the summer each parent gets 2 separate vacations of 7 days, including their regular weekend. So help me understand. So today's June 9th. So, and what's the last day of school for the kids?
They're home.
The 17th, Your Honor.
They're homeschooled.
They're home.
And if you
this year.
Okay.
But according to the public school schedule, it's the 17th.
Okay. So, all right. So, okay. I'm gonna ask you a couple questions. Can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm that any testimony you give today is the whole truth?
Yes.
Okay. So, ma'am, when do they finish homeschool for the school year?
We were trying to finish it this week.
Okay, so ideally their last day of school would be tomorrow, June 10th.
Yeah.
Okay, so then June 10th then would start, essentially June 10th would start the summer schedule, or June 11th, let's say,
They
okay?
still have to take their final standard test, but that's,
okay.
like, I'm waiting for it to come. It's a 2-week type of thing.
Are you primarily in charge of the homeschooling?
I do it and my mom helps me.
Okay, so from your perspective, I just want you to tell me the last day of kind of classwork would be June 10th, correct?
That's what our goal was. Yes.
And then they would take finals when?
As soon as I receive the test from the flow.
And when do you think that'll be?
Well, I hope it's this next week.
Okay, so is this right then? June 10th, last day of classes, June 17th, finals should be completed?
Yeah, it has we have the flexibility to kind of do it as it comes, so.
Okay, all right, and so Dad has, I just wanna make sure I understand the schedules that the parties have. Dad has, okay, so Dad has every other
I did.
weekend from Thursday to Sunday,
That's correct.
okay, and then he has
And
some day
if you
visits.
look at,
Go ahead,
yeah, if you, others Exhibit 1B, Your Honor, she says that her normally scheduled weekend will end the 12th, which means that that following Thursday through Sunday was actually my client's weekend.
so hold on a second here, okay.
That's
So Dad's weekend, Dad had last weekend, and his next weekend then would be the 16th through the 19th, is that right?
Yes.
Okay,
right, the wedding
He
weekend.
still picked a summer wedding date though, a date in the summer. And over the past couple of years, we both picked schedules that run along with our weekends. He does it in his second vacation date.
okay.
And so I was never notified of this.
Okay, so hold on a second here. Okay, so each parent gets 2 weeks in the summer, otherwise y'all are on the normal schedule. So they're supposed to confer no later than May 15th. And agree by May 30th. She gets priority of dates in even years, and he gets priority of dates in odd years. So this is an even year, so she would have priority. So they both filed a variety of materials. So I want to pull up their emails to make sure I understand.
Well, Your Honor, I think I can shed some light and maybe short
Okay,
circuit
so hold
this.
on a second, hold on. So so the week that you requested, ma'am, is you wanted June 13th through June 19th, and then you wanted July 4th through July 10th, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so looking at the calendar, obviously that would interrupt Dad getting married.
Which again, I was.
And Your Honor, it goes against the parenting plan. The parenting plan states specifically that they have 7 consecutive uninterrupted days, but it includes that parent's weekend, not,
Right.
they can't go
Yeah.
into her parent week.
Yeah, I understand that,
He-
okay.
And that's-
So hold on, ma'am,
That's
stop,
what she's
stop.
done.
Okay, and then she wanted July 7th through 10th. So let's talk about the second, because one of the things we're gonna do today is we're going to just set the summer schedule, okay? So she wants that 4th of July week. Let me look at the weekend. So that's his, hers, his. So then, ma'am, you want basically, because I think his weekend ends July 3rd. So you want so Mr. Foley, she wants July 3rd through basically July 10th or 11th, right?
Right, and I believe he's asking for 7/14 through 7/20.
Okay, so those don't conflict.
So
No,
Okay,
but
so
Right.
stop. Okay, so Mr. Foley, they moved. I hear from them first. Okay, and I read everything you guys filed, and I'm gonna let you talk in a minute, but hold on a second here. One of the things I tried to start at the beginning is you are very frustrated with him. He's very frustrated with you, but ultimately, my job is to enforce the parenting plan, and so I'm looking at what the parenting plan says, and I'm trying to get a summer schedule set that's fair. Part of what's unfair is you have the right to pick first this year, but he is getting married, and the policy of the court is generally so if you came in and if it was the reverse and you said I'm getting married, and even though it's his year to pick, I'd say kids are going to your wedding. It's an important day, okay? So what I'm going to try to do is make it fair around that. So the way their parenting plan is drafted is a little bit confusing. So what I want to understand, Mr. Foley, is where it says in the parenting plan, she gets 7 consecutive days, including their normally scheduled weekend. So if her normal weekend is the 8th through the 10th, would that be what? So what days would that be to give her July 4th?
I'm not sure what the court is asking. When I go to June,
So I'm looking at
That-
July.
June.
She asked for July 4th through July 10th. Is that right?
I I believe so. And I think my client said in his reply declaration that he was okay with that.
Because he gets every other Thursday to Monday, so that doesn't interfere with her to his time. She gets him back on the 3rd, and so she'd have him the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, and then his normal time would pick up back again the 14th, right?
Right.
Okay, so ma'am,
And then he's in his
So,
declaration
of your
from
dates that you
7/4
asked for,
to 5.
you're gonna get that second week. The problem is the first week that you want to, I would give to you. It's your year to pick first, but he's getting married on those dates. So what I wanna go to you now is, and it doesn't matter to me that he waited until, the 15th to tell you, because this, from what I can see, you guys have to know each other by the 15th, and he notified you about by the 15th that he was getting married. So tell me what I'm missing there. The parenting plan says, confer by, notify by the 15th, and then confer and agree by the 30th, and you guys don't agree, which is why you're here in court. What's wrong about that?
Well, the fact that I have communicated my dates, I was never notified. I mean, he didn't have to tell me, hey, this is my wedding date. He could have said, my family's coming in from Australia.
Right.
And it's, once again, I'm getting punished for
Yeah.
doing,
I really
he
wanna-
still picked December date, and I am concerned about this, there's so much more here than
Yeah,
just
and you need to
this.
bring a motion for contempt then, so I wanna be
But
real
my
clear to you.
children are heavily affected by that relationship, and
Then you need
I
to bring
don't-
a motion for contempt or a petition to modify the parenting plan, okay?
And I have been, I don't know if you saw my message to who I hired, that was my, plan. That's why I'm kind of frustrated with this, because I have been communicating with him since January.
Yeah.
I, almost every day, for a whole month, asked to go to mediation.
Right.
He never responded. I got the refusal letter. I have tried to communicate over and over and over again. He has completely refused. He can find the time to hire an attorney and come here, but
Yeah.
couldn't go
And
to
ma'am,
mediation.
if you wanna bring a motion for contempt saying you came to court and you were supposed to go to mediation, you can bring that, and that's one of the things that I wanna make sure you understand today, cause I think you feel wronged, I think you
I am
feel.
wronged.
Stop. But what you have to understand is I don't know you, and I don't know him, and I don't know your history, and I don't know all these things. They've brought a motion to say, Commissioner, we don't agree on the summer schedule. I think they would acknowledge, and correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Foley, it's her week, it's her summer to pick first, and you all acknowledge that, but the exception is he's getting married and he wants the kids to be at the wedding, correct?
And they don't want
Well, Your Honor, I agree that the parenting plan says it's her week to pick first. The problem is that the summer schedule has always been based upon the Washougal School District. So this new schedule is new to me. But the point I want to make, Judge, is she picked this week, not out of coincidence, that she picked it so that it would go into his weekend and
Stop.
interfere. If you back out...
I'll remove you from the
if
courtroom
you-
if you're disruptive. Stop. Okay? Everyone keeps bringing in things that frankly I don't consider to be relevant to today, which is there's a motion for clarification. Mr. Foley, the schedule doesn't say they're gonna follow the Washoe School District schedule. The parenting plan says summer schedule begins in it's older of the school calendar. They're homeschooled. They're gonna be finishing up June 10th, maybe through June 17th. So again, if he wants to follow the Washougal school schedule, he needs to bring in a motion on that. If you wanna hold him in contempt and say, he's thwarting me, he's not going to mediation, he's taking dates on purpose, he won't schedule with me, bring in a motion. Both of you guys can do that. You're free to do that. And frankly, I think you have a basis to, bring in some motions. But what we're here about, I'm gonna redirect people back to the motion for clarification. So, I've already said the children are gonna be able to go to dad's wedding. So, now, mom is not gonna be able to get her first pick of week because of the fact, and ma'am, maybe I missed it. What's happening that's really important during that week? Tell me what's happening.
Well, is my family not important?
Okay, what family is in town that's not normally in town?
Well, doesn't matter if they're in town or not.
Yes, it does
in town.
matter. It's extremely relevant. So what's happening during that week that's
Just the
really-
fact that I planned it out, I'm a single working mother, yes, I have all this other stuff to do, but I try to just
Okay, so ma'am,
respond to the
stop. Yeah, tell me what's happening that week that's really important to you.
spending time with my children is important to me.
Okay.
I planned it out.
Okay.
I took the
Ma'am,
proper,
stop.
I abided by
You need to take a break and stop, okay? I can see how emotional you are about this,
I'm-
but it's, you have, if you want those things to be heard, then bring emotion on those things. He's getting married, that's a major event. I'm not gonna prevent the children from going. I would do the exact same thing if the situation was reversed. So if you're telling me I have a family in town from France or Costa Rica or Florida, I'll make some arrangements that week. Who's in town that won't be in town the next week?
So what you're saying is that once again, he doesn't have to abide by the parenting plan according to what we mediated for over a year and a half. He how long has he been engaged and he couldn't tell me at some point to plan around a date, and now it's implied that I did it on purpose when I planned it the week
I'm not finding that
before.
you did anything on purpose. I told Mr. Foley to knock it off and I don't have that in front of me of evidence of that.
And
I wanna
still-
say this, I commonly see this problem. I'm saying this to you only because I am actually trying to be helpful. You're so emotional about this and you need to take a step back and go, we don't get along well, I don't really like him, we don't co-parent well. And if he won't agree to mediate, then I'm gonna bring in a motion for contempt and ask for sanctions and say, he won't mediate, look what he does. He violates the parenting plan, look what he does. Bring that in or let it go, okay?
It's not-
So what I'm gonna go back to what I've asked you a couple different times. I get that you are mad because you thought this was gonna be your week, and really you're entitled to the week. It is your first week to pick, and I agree, he probably should have given you a heads up sooner, but technically, under the parenting plan, he has to let you know by May 15th, and he did. That's what the parenting plan
But
says.
it also says it has to be agreed upon, and if it's not,
Then
then
you
I
come
get
to
first
court.
priority pick.
Right, but there's certain things that are gonna trump that, which is things like a wedding, a major graduation, a special
So-
trip. This is a common motion. So now, I'll tell you this, if every summer he's getting married, maybe I'll do something different. But has he had another wedding that,
Well, what about the children who are affected?
Okay.
I mean,
I want you to answer my question or I can't take into account your position. So, what is happening the week, he asked for June 16th through 22nd. What is happening June 16th through 22nd that would be a major event for your family?
he can, so I have to have a major event to be able to have the priority pick with my children? I just was
Okay.
simply planning a summer vacation.
You're refusing to answer my question, so I'm just gonna move ahead and make my rulings without incorporating your
don't
answers.
have, like,
So, my ruling is that, mother has her requested week of June 4th through, or July 4th through 10th. Father will have his requested week of the 16th through the 22nd because of the fact that mother did not get her first priority, and this year she will get it again next year because she didn't get it this year. Ma'am, what you need to do is if you wanna give me your secondary week right now, I'll order it, otherwise you guys are gonna have to confer. Do you wanna take a second and give me your next choice for this summer for that week?
So I don't get,
Okay, I don't wanna do this all day long with you. I ask
I
you
don't
questions,
either.
I wanna make my ruling based upon what you want, you refuse to answer my questions. So do you wanna give me a secondary week for this summer that you want as your week?
well, I'm just concerned because I took all the time off work and planned this.
Yeah, but ma'am, he's getting married and that's
I don't
considered a
care
major
if
event.
he's getting married.
Okay.
That's unfair to me
Okay.
and my
Right.
children.
Okay, what you have to understand is it is when someone is getting married or has a major event, the court is willing to grant deviations if the parties don't agree. I'm granting a deviation because of the fact that I find that that's a major event and I'm gonna allow it. I agree with you, maybe he should have let you know a little bit sooner, but you knew as of May 15th that this was happening. So you have had some notice, okay? Again, if you wanna bring in on motions on your issues, you're very welcome to do that. You haven't told me that you're getting married or you're graduating or you have, an elderly relative who's dying and there's a funeral you need to go to or families in town from out of state or out of country. You haven't told me any of those things. So I'm not hearing that there's a basis. The same thing happened to me this year. I scheduled a week off of work. My kid's dad's grandparents said, can we please have them this week? I thought, you know what, they're 80 years old, okay, I'm gonna switch my week. These kinds of things happen, this is life. Do you have a secondary week this summer that you wanna request? Or are you telling me you absolutely, like, the day that you scheduled that time off, your boss said it's locked in, you can't get that any other time off now?
No, I create my own schedule.
Great,
And I took
okay,
that
so then
time
you
off.
can arrange
I
another
can't-
week then. So is there a secondary week you wanna schedule for this summer? I'm happy to take a minute if you wanna get out your calendar and look at July or August or June and pick a different week. I really strongly suggest you do that and we just get it nailed down now. So I'll wait while you all look at your calendar. Mr. Foley, can you remind me of the other week that he requested?
Yes, Your Honor.
So is there no way I could have till the 17th?
No. What is your other week that you're requesting?
Your Honor, the second week that he had requested was July 14th at 5 p.m. through July 20th at 7 p.m.
Okay. So he's gonna get the 16th through the 22nd. She's getting, again, I have some concerns about that this matches up with the schedule, but I think it does, the 4th through the 10th of July. I'm gonna wait for a minute for her to give me her week. She's gonna pick first for the summer.
So then what is,
So you pick next now. You tell me whichever week you want.
oh, so I could have the 19th through the 26th? Or he gets that week now?
Yeah, he has the 16th through the 22nd. Because, and to be honest, he already had the 19th. That's Father's Day, and that's already his
I was
weekend.
planning on
So
giving the
you're-
kids to him.
But
on
you can't
Father's
take
Day.
his weekend from him because that's his weekend. Your weekend, you can attach to the
We've
24th and
never
the 26th. I understand you haven't done it, but that's not what the parenting plan says. So I'm gonna enforce the
Well,
parenting plan.
Parenting plan also says that I get first priority pick,
Right,
so.
but a major event trumps that. So you could pick around the 24th through the
I guess
26th of
my
June.
kids don't really matter. I'm gonna have to, I can't just,
Sure, okay. So what I'm gonna order then is I'm gonna give her a little bit more time. How long do you need to pick your secondary week, ma'am?
like, today?
No, like, do you need a week or two?
Yeah, I'm.
Sure. Okay, I'm gonna set entry of orders then out, let's just set them out a week to the 15th. Mr. Foley, prepare the order that provides that your client is gonna get the 16th through the 22nd. And then the remainder of the summer is reserved. It'll be hashed out next Thursday. Both parties need to come prepared with their dates requested for summer. In addition, Mr. Foley, the order needs to provide that next summer she gets first pick again because her schedule, she didn't get her first pick this summer. Is there something else that I missed that I need to address, Mr. Foley?
Just the exchange times, Your Honor, beginning the 16th at 5 p.m. and then ending the 22nd at 7 p.m.
Let me just check,
That was the
what's their normal exchange times?
Let
Yeah,
me
it
just
looks like
check
5 to
there.
5 and 7, so those are the normal exchange times. Okay, yep. So again, if you could
Okay.
have some blanks in that order, Mr. Foley, to confirm, because I want to get it nailed down for this summer. So the blank for mom to get her other week this summer she's picking, and then dad at that point can interject his week if I know he wants the 14th through the 20th. So, but come prepared for a secondary week in the event that that's the week she wants. And then again, providing that next summer she'll get first pick again. I understand, Mr. Foley, that your client felt that that was somewhat retaliatory, but when I looked at the emails, it did look to me that she had requested that first. From what I saw, Mr. Foley, can you provide any explanation on that?
Well, Your Honor, I don't know how much you want to get into, but I mean, the history here, for example, the relative from Switzerland that came over for his wedding, she used to allow the kids
Okay,
to go.
I'm not gonna
My
get into that. I'll
client
just
was
know that part of the reason for the basis of my decision was I saw a May 1 email to him where she says, I want June 13th through 19th, and then I want the 4th through the 10th, and then he responded back timely and said, you know, I want that first week because this is my wedding and the children are gonna be there. So I didn't understand how this situation was retaliatory when she asked him first. She asked him on May 1st.
Actually, Your Honor, because it was his weekend, she indicated in her email that her weekend ended on the 12th, but she wanted to extend her 1 week into his weekend, and then he would get him the morning of Father's Day. There's been plenty of run-up to this with Facebook posting, social medias. The kids are involved in the wedding. So the concern was if we went directly to her, there'd be a greater level of frustration. So our position is with well aware of it.
Okay, well, I've
he
made my
was
ruling, I
well aware.
appreciate that, I appreciate there's a high level of conflict here, and I'm just gonna remind the parties, if either of you feel the other party isn't following the parenting plan, you know, file a motion, although the parent, you know, they should be going to mediation or file a motion for contempt and ask to be relieved from the requirement to mediate. Okay, hearing is next Thursday at 1:30 PM. Mr. Foley's gonna prepare an order. Ma'am, please come prepared with the week that you want, for your other week for this summer. And Mr. Foley, leave blanks for those secondary weeks for both parents. Anything else, Mr. Foley, that I needed to address that I didn't address today?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, all right, thank you for being present. Y'all, you're free to go. Mr. Foley's gonna be sending that order. Do you have her email address, Mr. Foley, to send her a copy of that before the hearing?
I don't. If I could get that, that'd be great.
Okay, I think it's in her pleadings. I'm just gonna confirm. Ma'am, is that the Mel Umbarger 217 at Hotmail?
It's the Mel Mcilwain.
You want different, okay, can you go ahead and give him your email address?
It's in the, part of my email to Stanley.
Okay,
It
let me,
says it.
okay, you wanna use the, okay, cause the one I had here was a Hotmail.
They're both hot, it's literally the same thing, it's just my legal
Oh, I
last
see,
name.
that, okay, MEL Mcilwain 217 at Hotmail. Okay, Mel Mcilwain 217 at Hotmail. If you could get her that order a couple
Okay,
days.
I have.
You got that?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, all right, thank you so much, you're free to go.
Thank you.
All right, let's get the parties on Klein Garrison to come.
She went to put money